Hi guys, in today's video we are going to be doing the skip track method for the very first time together. Today we are working with Curlsqueen's Wefts, and honestly for this collaboration I was expecting clip-ins, but instead I got wefts, and only two wefts. Well, two bundles of wefts, which is quite little, at least that's what I thought. To know me is to know I love a thick sewing, and I mean 4 to 5 bundles. And to know me is to also know I love to experiment with my hair. A little too much because now my hair is severely damaged. So today's video is just showing you guys how I did it, not saying this is how you do it. That's basically my disclaimer, meaning I am not a licensed cosmetologist. I am just a random stranger on the internet showing you guys how I do my hair. So moving forward, I am starting off with a side part. You'll later see why I do a side part. If your guess my leave out has been left out, aka broken off, then you guessed absolutely right. And another quick disclaimer, recording and trying to do your own sewing is so hard. So I try my best to capture the most important parts here. Please excuse if it's not thorough enough because this isn't a tutorial. I just discovered a new technique that I really loved and wanted to share with you guys. This is also called the 4-braid sewing method, or single braid sewing, or in between sewing. I absolutely did not come up with this. I just saw this online, and clip-ins have literally been my favorite thing so far, so I had to try this method. This method for me was more like permanent clip-ins. If you need something more in depth, definitely look up one of those names and you will find a tutorial that will help you. For the star of the show, is that how that saying goes? I'm not really sure. We are using one bundle, and I literally do mean one bundle for this entire install. I did double weft the install because I wanted to maximize each row. I had in total about 4 rows, so there wasn't a lot of space for me to sew a lot of bundles onto it. And this actually worked out well. A little too well, because the season of life I'm in, I have realized less is more. I wear less makeup now, I wear more natural styles, and this is translating into how I prefer my extensions. Clip-ins have been super flat and versatile for me, so I've loved those. And I'm now looking at extensions to help with my natural hair, not to replace it. Specifically with this install, I wanted a little more volume, but lots of length. But I also didn't want hair that screamed extensions from a mile away, which is what I would normally go for with my 4 to 5 bundles. And although this was not super thick, for it to only be one bundle of wefts, it's literally full and so nice. And I actually didn't even use the full bundle of wefts, but by installing the wefts in between my own hair, kind of like sandwiching it in, I didn't need multiple bundles. And of course it helps that this hair is nice and thick and super full from root to tip. And honestly, throughout this whole install, I was severely downing myself. I honestly thought I had just spent all this time and energy to not like it, but I had it installed for another 3 weeks, so it was absolutely worth it. Here you can see how it's coming together little by little, and I thought it was going to look horrendous back there, but I'm super happy to see that it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did in my head. I don't remember the last time I did a sew-in on myself. Actually, I do. It was my 22nd birthday, and I didn't do bad there either. But if I had known this method, I would have absolutely done this first. Now that the hard part is over, it's time to style. I did do this install over a span of 3 days. Day 1, I washed and unboxed the extensions just to realize it was weft, so I had to contact Curlsqueen. Day 2, I decided to do the skip track method sewing. And here's day 2 because I go through and I straighten in between all of my extensions. And can we talk about the texture match here? No, like genuinely, I know we say that a lot, but really, do we see the texture match here? And can we see how the install is coming together fully? The next time I do this install, I will have to find a different braiding pattern for a side part, just around the top specifically, because although it wasn't bad, I could have definitely left more hair out where it looked a little blank. And I did go in with clip-ins just to help with my hair blending better in the front. As my hair is normally shorter, I have to usually use this method. And then I go to bed because your girl was tired. So now we are on to day 3. You'll see my leave out isn't as blended. I did attempt to straighten it a little bit, but I didn't want to put too much heat on it. I then also added clip-ins to that very front part because my middle part is broken off, so it's super short and I had to add something. There wasn't a braiding pattern that would make sense for a side part for me to be able to do that and not add clip-ins. but overall it was a work in progress and I really liked how it ended up ultimately. Now this is optional and I was just showing you guys in the video, but you can also cut the hair so it can just be even. But I like it this way. I feel like it looks super natural. And I go in with my little products for my edges and to melt my extensions. I don't know what's so serious about baby hair that has me so focused, but filming, you get so in the zone sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing. And I go in with this gangster wrap and I decide to add some curls. This texture, which is like a Yaki texture, always get a bad rep for not being able to hold a curl. And the irony of me saying that while I fail my first curl, but this is a technique issue, not a hair quality issue. I will later go back and recurl it and you're gonna see how much better that curls look. And although I've had my Dyson for almost a year now, I still don't know what I'm doing. And as I continue to curl, I find different methods that work best. And just like that, we are done. When I tell you this hair was my favorite style that I've had so far this year. It looks super natural and it was super easy to maintain. Going in with the finishing touches, I go in with my Color Wow serum. If you couldn't tell, I love this thing. And voila, we are done. This hair didn't have a lot of weight to it and it had a lot of versatility. Here I'm styling it half up, half down, which is one of the main styles I wore throughout this install. I also loved ponytails, and as you can see, it's very seamless, very, very, very flat, but still full. I still had this much hair left from that one bundle. I cannot make this up. You need to get your hands on this hair. Shout out to Curlsqueen for sponsoring this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.